god. Hello. Thank you for the follow. Didn't even get this set up just yet. People just popping in. Okay. I think I'm gonna get a fan going here just because it's nice. Hey Google, what's the temperature outside?
The temperature in St. Albans right now is 75 degrees.
It's warm. Holy cow. If this is heard on camera, then we will turn it off. Super Duga! Yeah, yeah, yeah. Alright, so we are starting this game. I have never played it before. Exodus Borealis. Borealis. I can't say it. Alright, I already played with the settings. Let's take a look at the achievements. So the first night, defeat a boss demon, defeat a boss hell spider, defeat a boss minotaur, defeat a boss troll, defeat a boss ogre, okay, a bunch of bosses. Grow a large population of mature trees, defeat a boss dragon, prepare enough feast for the entire colony. Alright. Alright. How you doing tonight, Drew? And we owe a cookie for the Scaroshima. Thank you for the follow. And just like we normally do, we have a cookie lined up for Scouty. You're a wet puppy tonight, huh? Alright, boyos. We're gonna try this game. Alright. Easy mode, as intended, or hard? Easy. We're gonna definitely do as intended or hard. The first discovered island found after fleeing the homeland across the Great Northern Sea. The island's open grasslands allows for plenty of freedom in how to lay out the new settlement. On the far side, and how's the audio, Drew? Is this okay with the voice? On the far side of the island lies an invader gate. On the far side of the island lies an invader gate. It's nestled among the White Cliffs. Okay. The source of the invaders is placed across the land. Any ship attempting to sail away is blown back, crash into the site. Okay. We'll start with just as intended. Bonus to movement speed add up. When combining them, they can result in a dramatic boost to production. Okay, so spacebar pauses the game. Middle mouse moves the camera. I can right click to kind of move. Okay, so it looks like we crashed on this island. This looks pretty nice. Pausing with the water, that looks great. It's a hard game, don't start with hard. This is Mike. Oh, hey Mike! Well, I gave Scouty a cookie from you. Super Duca, this is the creator of the game, by the way. It's a hard game, don't start with hard. I will take your advice. I'm just admiring. So the light changes when I move the camera. Can I go under the water? Mic check. Alright, we got some trees. I'm assuming this is the gate by the mountain that it said. So this is probably where the enemies are going to come at night. I'm just making a bunch of guesses here. And Mike, you don't have to reply at all. I just annotate what I'm thinking when I'm streaming here. Okay, so we got water, we got land, we got trees. Shift speeds up the camera, that makes sense. It looks like the camera moves up and down with like the land that we're on. Okay. That's temperature, I think that's Fahrenheit, because I remember seeing in the settings I changed it to Fahrenheit, or it was at Fahrenheit. So some citizens are without homes. Okay, so we're gonna have homes for the citizens, so they're gonna have to have places. And they aren't humans. They're like foxes. Yeah, dude, he's the developer of this, man. Pretty cool. Alright, so every citizen has a name with an age. Looks like there's a gender, child, general worker, general worker, general worker. Okay, so then we have hunger, education, warm, sleep, well-being, and temperature. Okay, so hunger affects speed and carrying capacity. Work is just, education is work efficiency, okay? Don't know what warm clothing does yet, because we don't know that. Temperature, work efficiency. Well-being, pregnancy chance, and 50% old age use. Okay, so if there's a low well-being when they get old, they'll probably die. Slept fine. No tooltip really on that. So what happens with a poor education? Probably lower efficiency. Okay. And let's see. Do we have any green educated? Yeah, we're gonna get there. I only loaded this game up to change the settings, and I didn't read anything else. So we are gonna figure this out. Okay, and then the summaries at the bottom for their speed, their carrying capacity, and their working efficiency. So yeah, let's go to that elemental octagon. Alright, so we have different gems. Fire, lightning, water. So I'm noticing here that these don't connect. The ones that are adjacent or 2 away don't connect. So you can only go to the 3 neighbors across. So fire and sun, fire and life, fire and ice, lightning. Okay. Terra for earth, fire, lightning, water, ice, life, sun, and gem. Okay. Elemental guide. Let's read this. Synergistic connection. When the element is impacting an invader, if the invader is already impacted by a neighboring synergistic element, the magnitude of the elemental effect is greatly increased. Okay, so what I'm understanding behind that is fire damage. If it hits somebody that's already having terra damage, then the fire damage stacks. Let's reread that. If the invader is already impacted by a neighboring synergistic element, the magnitude of the element effect is greatly increased. I'm assuming that means that if some enemy already has terra damage, and we hit them with fire, the fire is greatly increased, and not the other way around. If the invader is already impacted by both neighboring elements, this increases amplified even more. Okay, cool. So we can kind of build out our elements based on this tree, like fire and earth. Negating connection. Okay. Thanks, Mike. Negating connection. I'm glad this said this here. So that makes more sense. Fire and ice, work against each other. So I bet what's going to happen is, I don't know who's familiar. I know Super Duke is familiar with like Warcraft 3 tower defenses, but when we build these things out, I saw like a quick part of the video. You build out like mazes to get the enemies to like kind of dumbly walk through, and I bet we're gonna have to plan where we place these towers. I bet we're not gonna want like a fire tower to be in a radius of an ice tower. I don't know how long the element will like affect the enemy for, but I bet we want them to stop burning by the time they get into any of these 3 elements. Yeah. Just for context, Mike, I was telling Super Duca and a few other guys in the chat room about your game just ahead of time. So I bet we're going to have to plan this out here. That's fine. That's totally good. I don't think I've seen this before. I'm not a huge tower defense guy now. I used to be in like Warcraft 3 age. So my skills on like mazing are probably going to be rusty, but we'll try it out. Okay, so let's read the effects real quick. Damage over time, stunning. That makes sense. And that stacks. Increased damage from future terror sources. Okay. Knockback on hit, that's pretty cool. Additional damage based on the remaining hit points. Okay, so we hit big targets, and so we're going to want this probably early on in the maze. Totally made it up, no other game should have a system like this. Yeah, sounds good to me. I'm used to like elements in the games, but like this type of chart, yeah, I'm with you. Size reduction. Reduce size, allow for targets to... Oh, interesting. Alright, so I'm thinking what's going to happen. You get a big dude, and he displaces a bunch of enemies, which, like, reduces the effect of AoE. So if we shrink the target, we compact them more, we increase the effect of AoE. That's my guess. Speed reduction, that makes sense. Cannot completely stop the target, because that's probably what stunning does. And increases damage from all sources. Cool. So I don't know if all of these are accessible equally. Like maybe fire is the only one accessible in the beginning. But I bet we could pick out a few of these of like getting some damage guys and getting some utility guys and speccing out like a slew of elements that are going to be useful for us. Alright, so far this is cool. Element boost. All boosting effects stack when multiple are boosting the same tower. Might be a misspell or a grammar thing. All boosting effects stack when multiple... Oh, no, that's not. That's totally English. There are no synergistic or negating connections for boosting effects. I gotta reread that a few times. All boosting effects stack when multiple are boosting the same tower. Oh, different effects. Okay, I didn't understand that these were... Okay, let's read these. Increases the base tower damage. Adds a chance to have an attack that double fires. Adds a chance to have a single attack that does AoE on damage. Says no effect on attacks that already do AoE. Greatly increases tower max damage. By the way, guys, we are drinking a 2-year aged bourbon whiskey made out in Vermont. Life. Increases the range of boost towers. Life will not boost the range of other boosts. Okay. Increase the range of attacking towers. Increase the attack frequency. And increase the AoE hit. This has no effect. That don't do AoE. So this changes AoE and this does non-AoE. Okay. That all makes sense to me. That all sounds good. Alright, let's keep looking before we play any game. Before we play the game yet. Let's look at the resources. See the hill with the camera moving. Okay, so what are the resources? We have chopped wood, so we have lumber all over the place. Mined stone. I'm wondering if I have to mine it from over here or here. We'll figure that out. I don't see anything specifically that is mined out in the field, so we'll figure that out. And then what's this last one? Ore. Mined stone and ore. Do we see like ore versus, this is a river. Maybe ore when we're mining is like a random chance or something. We'll figure that out too. Alright, so what else? We have uncooked food, so we have to cook. Charcoal, I bet that's going to turn wood into charcoal. Plant fiber. Cooked food. Okay. Mortar. Cloth. That's probably for like the temperature. Mead, iron, warm clothing. Does warm clothing, I'm wondering if that is a expendable? Like, do they have to equip warm clothing every X days or something? Feast, steel, and life resha medicine. Okay. I feel pretty good about this so far. This looks good. Romith, my dude. Welcome. This game is called Exodus Borealis. I'm going to say it wrong. And we actually have the developer in the chat room. Skauroshima. I'm going to botch the names here. I can't read. But yeah, so we're actually trying this out. It's going to be a city builder tower defense game. So, pretty cool to have the dev just hanging out. Oh, and this is our spot. So I could probably destroy this and probably be at a big disadvantage. So we're just walking through. We haven't even started the game yet. We're just going through the menus and reading everything. So far, there's like an element tree with a bunch of different synergies and whatnot. And there's some resources that we'll have to build. It makes me think of Rise to Ruin. Borealis. Huh. Borealis. Okay. And the storyline is we crash landed, and there's going to be some monsters coming. And we're furries. Alright. See what we can build. So we can increase our storage. That makes sense. A farm used for growing food, plant fiber, and mushrooms. Okay, we got tons of wood right now. Growing trees to chop down. A building used for production of stone or gems. Houses can hold a family and their non-adult children, or up to 4 single civilians. How many people do we have again? Don't we have like 10 or something? Is there it's probably going to be in the citizens tab. Defense building is not unlocked yet. Okay, so we have 6 workers. What do they do when they don't have a job? They just transport things. Okay, so we'll figure out how we want to distribute this work. Okay, research. This is pretty cool. Collect unemployment. I didn't realize there was a research tree. Okay, so we could probably unlock defensive structures. Charcoal. Alright, there's a lot in here, which is good. I want it to be, like, deep. Okay. And then here's the tier list, right? So we only unlock... Nope, I was wrong. We got all of these right away. Okay. Citizens. 1, 2, 3. We have 6 adults and 2 children. So we probably need at most 2 homes right now. We have no stats. Alright, I think we're good to go. I think we've exhausted the menu system. I think we have a good feel for how we're gonna do, or how we're gonna play it. We'll definitely learn a bunch. I'm wondering if I can I plan things out while it's paused? Looks like we can. Okay, so I don't know if people have to go to sleep at night. So like in some games, this building won't matter, right? And I could just like put this as far away from production as possible. In some games, they have to go to bed at night. So just because we don't know, we'll take it a little easy. Okay, So those will be the homes, and while we're starting the game, let's just say everyone's a builder right this moment. Let's see what they're gonna do. They're gonna start building? Can I fast forward with... Land at last. The small green island is a sanctuary, a chance to rebuild. Unfortunately, it appears only a single ship survived the journey. Again, if the music's too loud in my voice, let me know. It's important to start building the new colony in a good location. Take the time to survey the island and get an understanding of the lay of the land before construction begins. I think we figured out all of these mechanics here. Tip. You will see a yellow scroll on the screen when you have a tutorial task to be accomplished. You click the scroll to bring up the detailed tutorial task description. Task. Look around the island and locate the gate. There's the gate. So we got that. We're done. Okay, the crashed ship has limited supplies in the wreckage. Only a small amount of wood and food can be recovered. Food and wood. Most buildings will require stone for construction. Building a mine should take priority in order to start producing stone. Mine. This structure allows miners to dig for stone, ore, and gems. Build a mine, and work can begin on extracting the needed stone. Each mine can be worked by a single miner. Okay. The mine output will be used to start constructing the settlement. To avoid long distance delivery to stone, the mine should be placed near where the settlement is planned. Ideally, the settlement will not be too far from the gate, not too far from the boat, and its initial supplies. If unsure where to place, the middle of the island is a decent place to start. Is this the settlement? I think we're gonna probably regret our building choices, but that's okay. We'll figure that out for right now. Alright, so we've placed that. We'll put that as high priority because the tutorial is telling us to prioritize building a mine. And we trust the tutorial. Does F2 or F3 fast forward? Now it's time to give specific jobs. Looking east. Yeah, let me read this tutorial text and I'll explain that. Builders. These are the workers who focus on building. They will clear construction sites, trees, and debris, and gather resources. Miners. Only a single miner can work in a mine at a time. They will occasionally output resources from the mine. If too much output stacks, they will have to stop mining. Great question. Looking east. Yeah, this is a tower defense empire building game where enemies are going to come, I'm assuming, at night. Towers have different elements. Each element has a different ability. Each element synergizes with the elements to the left and right of it. Each element detriments the other three directly across from it. There's also different boosts, where each one causes effects of the towers around it. So we have to kind of like carefully plan what elements we're using where in our maze, and where we're using them at all, and how long the effects last. It's pretty interesting. Things from like damage over time to stunning to damage based on absolute health. Dude, this is what I work. This is what I wear, bub. I gotta wear the things I wear. How are you, Bob? I swear I messaged you this morning, dude, and the message wasn't there, and I was like, maybe it's a sign that he doesn't want me to message him. Oh. Alright, so we are building 2 houses. There's a key binding, please. Is there a thing to speed up time? Pausing with the spacebar. Standard time, that's a pain in the butt. It's not 1, 2, and 3. Those are priorities. That's probably my only criticism so far, is that my hand is always resting like on the spacebar, right? So that I can pause the game. And I feel like I want to change the time a lot more than I want to change the priority of buildings, but what do I know yet? I've only played for 10 seconds. I don't know if criticism's the right word, but thought about it so far. But I mean, I can change the keybind, right? So like I can do whatever I want. So I guess I can just change that right now. Can we just clear these? Yeah, we'll clear these. And then we'll just do what I wanted to do. F1, F2, and F3. No, we'll do this. F1, F2, F3, 1, 2, and 3. And then we're good. And then there's no problem. Yeah, this feels great. Okay. Cool. So, there's no problem here. Bob, just so you know, and Looking East, we actually have the developer of the game in the chat room. They're working, and they might not message us a lot, but they are casually maybe listening to us play their game, which they just released a few days ago on Steam, which you can buy yourself. Okay, so this mine is going to let us pick between stone, ore, and gem is locked, it looks like. We have no stone so far, so we'll leave it as stone. We'll go into job, we'll get rid of one builder and put one miner on. And I think that should let us just start mining. Okay. Now that resources are being produced, a storage barn will be built. Will need to be built to store the resources until they are needed. Storage barn. This barn allows for the safe storage of resources acquired and produced. Build a storage barn near the mine so the output stone can be deposited nearby. And I can always rotate it with R. Okay, that makes sense. Put a storage barn. Line too rough. Okay. Now it's time to build some homes. So we already did that by accident. Citizens who sleep in a home will rest better at night and get bonuses to carrying capacity and work efficiency. The nicer the home, the greater these bonuses. In colder temperatures, stored wood is used for fire, giving citizens a place to warm up. Citizens will claim homes after they're built. A house can hold 4 citizens or can hold a couple and any of their non-adult children. Okay, so we already started building that, I guess, because we kind of got ahead of ourselves. Tip. So we can change time. That one we knew. Did they already build these? No, they need stone. Okay, so we can't build the homes until the stone is done. So I wonder if we pause it. It's just 40 wood. So we're going to build another one of these. We're going to go a little bit off, we're not following the tutorial exactly, and that's okay. We have a lot of wood, so what I want to do is burn through that wood pretty much like right now. Just so the builders that are kind of hanging out, they have something to do while the miner is actually mining. Just to kind of use the most use of our time. I like the little animation of that being built. Cool. So we're building these because these are only wood. We can say that that's ore based. So now we'll start getting ore from that one.
Where Greg's legs?
Ice! You're back. I assume you retired. No, dude. No. Thank you for the subscription. Oh my god, she heard it. I don't know if you see her upside down. Yeah, we're working on it. One sec, little one. I'll bring it to you. Oh my god, you're ridiculous. Thank you, Ice, for the sub. I got you, little one. You don't have to go anywhere. Oh my god, look at her. Now we're trying out actually a new game. It's a base building tower defense, and we have the developer of the game hanging out in the chat room a little bit. So we're trying it out. It just came out on Steam the other day. So what we're doing is we're actually building some houses, we're building some mines, we're going to get a farm and a tree farm set up. different types of trees. 2 years to grow. So this takes 2 years to grow and yields 30 wood. This takes 2 years to grow and 3 seasons to grow to maturity and grow 50 wood. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll throw another tree farm down. We'll do one long and one short. I guess that will be okay for right now. A 1 season food crop planted in the spring, which it is, with summer harvest, and planted in the summer with the fall harvest. A field of it does summer food, okay. We don't have access to these, and it looks like we don't have access to this one either. So let's just be a little proactive, I guess. We'll throw another farm down. Just because we have the wood right now, why not? So we'll get the second house. That was our task. The limited food stores will run out soon. It's time to establish a food source. Farm, an open area for food, plant fiber, mushrooms. Okay, there are various food crops. Generally, the more seasons a crop takes to mature, the more output it will have. First, it's probably best to leave the default Ichi route, as it requires 1 season. Okay, we already did most of this. Can a farmer only work one farm? See, this one says a miner can only work one mine, but can a farmer only work one farm? Can a lumberjack only work one? Let's read that. If no farms require work, doesn't look like it. I think we're good with this layout right now. So they do go to sleep at night, so having the houses all the way back here probably wasn't the best idea. Wood from trees is one of the primary resources. Mature trees will naturally seed new areas over time. If the island has been harvested faster than they renewed, this can lead to a runaway effect, leaving the colony with no wood for heat. Okay, so it's a good idea to start building a tree farm each season until it's apparent that the harvest level of the trees is in balance with the new trees. The number of mature trees for each day can be viewed in the statistics screen once it's unlocked after the first year has been completed. I don't know the answer to that. I'm assuming it's Unity because of the chat room that I met the developer in, but they are more than welcome to enlighten us. We were in a Unity chat room when we met, so that would be my guess. They made a family, they claimed a house. We'll probably need another house because of people shagging up. And let's get another spare one going. God, this land is rough. Edos! Thank you for the sub. Yeah. Scouty gets a cookie, cause Eagles just subscribed. 31 months, that's insane. Oh, look at this puppy. Good girl. Alright, let's keep going. What needs to be cleared for this construction? Really sure what we're waiting on for that. Okay, there we go. Farm's good. So we got enough wood, we got enough stone. Okay, so we're already ahead of this. Let's get the research going. New technologies, assign a researcher, and we'll do the defensive one. Okay, so we will do just that. They're moving one wood at a time? That's insane. Did you just find a cookie down there? Alright, let's see. Research. We wanted the defensive structures. And then in job management, we'll drop one builder, we'll do one researcher. I think that looks okay. So now we have somebody in there that they are researching. Okay, so do we have a progress bar somewhere? We do. Oh, and it's up here too. Brilliant, brilliant. So we have plenty of uncooked food, mined. This all looks pretty good so far. The gate markings seem to warn of a threat on the island. It informs of a group that first ambushes new inhabitants a year after they arrive. Defenses should be prepared. Walls, a cheap structure preventing anyone from passing. Anyone wanting by will have to go around. Towers, fortified structures used for defense of the colony. They will fire upon any enemy that comes in range. Tip. Whatever threat comes, we'll have to approach those through those gates. Taking advantage of this knowledge, walls can be built up against the gate, allowing for a single area to focus on setting up defenses. Use the defense building screen and place a small arrow tower near the gate. Wait for that tower to be constructed. How big are these walls? How big is this? Okay. Okay, just kind of getting a plan here. 50 wood and 50 stone. That's okay for right now. I like the little firefly effect. We should probably get some research going too, huh? Having the houses so far away is not a good idea. Which we've learned. Anyone not assigned the job will become a general worker. They're logistics champions of the settlement. They can take resources where they need to go. Ensuring houses are properly stocked. They can do production things. When the job doesn't have any tasks available, they will fall back on becoming a general worker. Okay, that's good. That way I don't have to micromanage things. So we got a new type of building. Did we? Research that parents can use to help educate. As the child falls around during the day, there's a chance to boost the child's education. Okay. Let's get schools going. These two are following each other, so they're just kind of stuck. That's okay. The leaves are good, the tree's good, all this looks good so far. Okay, we need some more research. Research logistical planning for construction resource delivery. If resources have extra carrying capacity, we'll bring resources. Yeah, I want that. That sounds lovely. And then I bet now I can get a school. And we need mortar. So where does mortar unlock? Here. Okay, so no point in building that just yet. Let's get this logistics one going and then we'll chase down mortar. Slowly but surely we'll build that. Let's see. We probably have enough stone. No limits, Mike. How are you? I'm going to turn off the miners and just turn them into builders for a little bit, just to have them schlep some goods. How you doing, Mike? Good, man. Good. I'm glad to hear that. I got a question for you, but we'll hold off right now. We are playing this game called, I always have to look, Exodus Borealis, and it's a new game that just came out a few days ago, and the developer's in the chat room, and I'm happy to answer any and all questions about it. So it's a little civilization builder tower defense. It's getting colder now. Take a look at our citizens. Okay. So I bet this doesn't grow right now. Yeah, it's kind of like Minecraft, so we can do a comparison to Minecraft. They're essentially the same game. Both games are used with a keyboard and mouse. Both games use a monitor. Both have a player and non-player characters. I'm the player. They're essentially the same game, really, when you think about it. I think that's a really good question, though. Glad you asked. I'm gonna see if we can just beeline this research thing. Mortar is used for construction and upgrade of several advanced buildings. Production mortar requires ore, which can be mined, and charcoal, which can be produced. The intermediate resource of charcoal will be needed to be first researched and then produced in a charcoal hub. The mine will be needed to set up to output the ore. After mortar has been researched, both intermediate resources can be gathered, and then you can do a mortar mill. At this point, it's becoming important to multitask. The defenses should not be neglected in the pursuit of mortar. Okay, so we will start producing mortar. So that's good. Now we can probably get a charcoal building. Wow, this land is quite garbage, am I right? Yeah, did the house, I regret where those houses are. So we'll start doing multi-season crops, that looks okay. We got almost 2 towers set up. But we have a charcoal now. Okay, so we can do charcoal burning. We get rid of one of our builders. We're just cranking through research. Which is good. It was a good night for us. Alright, spring. Edgar, uneducated, has grown up and is entering the workforce. More people. Child was born. Child was born. Okay. Do we have enough homes? Let's check that. They all have homes. So we'll probably need a new home soon. So we'll just plan that. And we'll put that on a lower priority. So we should probably start producing charcoal now. We're getting a little low on lumber, so let's see what we can do for that. The Deep Roar Signals Diesel is planned for this coming night. Let's see if we can get the builder going. Okay, let's double up on that research too. Alright, let's see. Let's get a... Double up on the research. We got a farmer going. Let's turn off the charcoal real quick. And let's get some lumber. Because we're going to start burning through some of that lumber. Alright, there's that second tower coming up. So what do we want next? I want to get this healing going. Longer life and a higher chance to have children, just to get some more people. Two-season planting in the spring and a fall harvest. Field and present roughly enough for 6 citizens for 5. So this is... I'll leave one here, and I bet we could probably build another farm or 2. So let's leave these the original, and then we'll get the other one going. This is where the enemies are actually going to be coming out of. So that gate, yeah, they're just going to be pouring out of that and maybe destroying us. We'll see. I doubled up on research, which is probably a little... We're taking a little bit of a risk here. Assaults in the colony continue to build strength. It's important to continue to bolster the defenses. Okay, so we have to maze and everything. Dude, you're good, man. You tell me as much as you want, and so far I haven't needed to, like, ask you a question. Like everything's been very self-explanatory. This is the developer, by the way, guys. You can rotate buildings like walls. Trying to keep quiet, but my OCD will not tolerate. That's totally fine. So for those of you that aren't familiar with tower defenses, excuse me, 1 second. Oh my god. So, sorry, I'm drinking bubbly water, guys. So what ends up happening is you don't end up just having like a wall that the enemies beat down while your towers kind of like attack them. You end up building mazes like this, so the enemies traverse the maze while the whole time your tower is peppering them. So I'm doing a really crappy thing right now, but we'll expand it, and I don't even know how hard wave 1 will be. So we'll check this out. I didn't know if I had to fill this hole in or if the enemy could walk through. I don't know how big they are. Really doubling down, like I said, though, on research. So that might give us a rougher start. Shit, I wanted these to be the other type of food. So, we'll see how that works. So we have a healing hut, longer life and a higher chance of having children. I guess we can give that a go. We really want those towers to be constructed. So now that it's almost nighttime, why don't we just put everyone on building? Just see what happens. See what else we can kind of get up in time. It's probably a little too late to be doing this, but maybe everyone can just maybe pool together one more tower. Double down with the building right now. This is looking good. So we're just going to dump our resources in there. And I feel pretty good for night 1. Oh, I can upgrade walls for free to towers. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, so at this point now, let's kind of bring everything back to the way we were doing things. 2 of those. Let's get a lumberjack going. A farmer going. We don't need any ore right now, actually. So we'll just put them both on stone. And we'll say only 1 miner right now. We'll grab a teacher. There we go. Just need more labor, really. A miner has dug up a rare elemental gem. In mining, there's always a rare chance a miner will stumble across one of these gems. Alternatively, you can set a mine to exclusively mine for gems. This will increase the rate that they are found, but the mine will not output any other resource. Elemental gems. They are used to apply elemental damage to advanced towers and elemental boost to boost towers. These elemental damages and boost apply unique effects. Elemental damages types. Elemental damage types will boost and negate other elemental effects. We've seen that guide. Just for those of you that are joining us, there's a guide of a bunch of different elements. If they're next to each other with these green lines, they amplify their power. If they're across from them with these red lines, they will actually negate them. There's other boosts and stuff. And if you have questions on specific elements, I'll walk through them. But think of things like damage over time, stunning, and increasing damage of other towers. It's pretty cool. It's actually really clever. So what we'll do is, like, you generally in these games, you'll go from like non-elemental towers like these to like fire towers and stuff, and maybe some enemies have resistance to fire, so you have other towers, and you know, I don't know how that works just yet in this game. We will see that, but PvP or AI? Hey Garrick, this is all just AI. PvE as far as I can tell. I don't think I've seen anything that suggested that it was anything other. So we need, okay, so let's walk through this. We need charcoal, and to get charcoal we need wood. To get wood we turn that in, okay, so we need to kind of go back to this plot, and we should probably stop double researching and get down to charcoal building. I bet we can do some paths now. This is going to cost us a fuck ton of stone. Okay, we need to save some of that stone for building. Okay, so we have some charcoal. We're running low on wood. Now that we have charcoal, we need a mortar mill. We are just... running low on everything here. Everyone have a home? Everyone has a home, so we're doing good there. Fall of year 1, okay. So I think we could pump the brakes probably on research for a little bit too. We're out of food. Do we have a teacher? We do, but we don't have a school. What a waste of that person. I mean, I know they default back to other work, so it's not a huge waste. The deep roar beyond the gate signals that the assault is planned to coming this nightfall. I didn't even see the assault, but these guys were saying they did damage. I'll have to pay more attention to that, because... Nice house. Okay, so can we upgrade these houses? We can. Stone and wood and mortar and cloth. Okay. This will get us healing hut. We need cloth. How do we get cloth? We're going to turn these... Okay, so let's get a few of those going. 20% research. I didn't read that. Food stocks are not looking good. You can see the trend over time in stats. That's good to know. Oh, it's like an in-game stat? That's kind of neat. And I can pause that. So food stocks are quite low. He's not wrong, everybody. Let's fix that. So the plan to fix that, and I don't, maybe we're already screwed. We'll take a look. Is we're going to pull off all non-essential workers and put them in the building. And the idea behind this is if we can get those farms set up now, it's the fall. Can we plant these? Planted in the spring, planted in the spring, winter, planted. We might be boned. We'll take a look though. We'll do the best we can do. Yep, totally following. Yeah, we'll see what happens. We might lose some people. Let's just get everyone building here. Alright, well, if we survive, which maybe we will, we're at least set up maybe for the next season. Alright, here's some enemies. Now we can actually, maybe we missed the first one. Okay. We're probably okay. Alright, we got 10 uncooked food. Let's take a look at the research real quick. So, yeah. Let's see who dies. Oh, and there's different gems. Okay. So here's winter. Yeah. So there's no farming to do in the winter. So we can turn that off. Why don't we double up on research? We'll get a lumberjack going. We'll get 2 miners going. We got a coal going, a teacher going, and I wanted to double up on research. And there's not a lot to build. K-Prow, my dude! Say hello to K-Prow. Oh my god. You want a cookie, Scout? From K-Prow? Oh my god. How are you doing, my dude? How's being a pilot, coder, dude? Oh my god. Say this, K-Prow. Oh my god. Oh, we love you, Scout. So we're gonna start focusing on food. Alright, so there's a deep roar coming at nightfall. We have no food. We have charcoal, and we have stone. So we could probably do some masonry. What do we want to take off? We actually don't have the school going, right? So since we don't have the school, I think I made that mistake yet again. We'll turn off the teacher, we'll turn on the mortar, and we should be creating mortar. Okay. Okay, so we got a cookhouse going. This looks great so far, as long as we can make it through winter. Okay, so the last tutorial task has been completed. Tutorial tips will continue to be presented to offer some guidance. At this point, it's best to work towards growing the colony, improving its efficiency, and continuing to fortify the defenses. Working towards producing resources needed for more advanced towers is a good next goal. The ultimate objective for the island is to build the victory statue, which will require gathering an infernal power from the island's guardian demon. Building the statue breaks the curse, causing any ship nearby to crash into the island, allowing for travel to further islands. Okay. We gotta go. We're getting awfully low on lumber. Closer to the camera. Sorry, I'm just thinking and reading. What do we want next? Just do aesthetics, I guess. I don't know what we're doing. I am fully prepared for a lot of these people to die. Which sucks. Two spotted approaching level 1 Minotaurs coming in. Nicely done. Stone has plummeted, wood has plummeted, trees has gone up, food has plummeted, population has risen. People are hungry, yeah. Sorry, guys. Why is this not building? Probably because we don't have a build there, huh? Let's double up on lumberjacks. Cut back on a researcher. Get them building. We'll put them both. Okay, there's the research. Nobody die, nobody die, nobody die, nobody die, nobody die. They've grown up to the workforce. Somebody was born, somebody was born, somebody was born. Everyone has a home. Okay. It's spring. So that means we have got to grow food. So let's do Let's make everything each root real quick, just to kind of make sure we know what's going on. Ichi root, ichi root, ichi root. We really need like a booming amount of food early on. Okay, so we got 4 ichi root, 4, 8, 12 ichi root. Let's get 2 of these is textile, and 2 of these, 1 of these is longer term, 1 of these is longer term. So this can be planted in the spring, this can be planted in the spring, this can be in the spring. Something I'm thinking about adding as a tip is a farmer can work about 3.5 fields a season. That's a good tip to know. So we have 12 fields, so we're gonna need about 4 farmers, give or take. Well, let's not research anything this season. We don't need to build right now either. We'll do 3 farmers, and let's see how that works. That is way too many fields for the current population. Okay. We'll do... We're overcompensating. No, people are dying. Go farm. Eat the food immediately. Okay, so we're just trying to buff some people, and now that we got enough stone, we got a builder going. Let's start getting that pathway working the way we were talking about it. No! Everyone starved to death! Who needs parents? There's nothing I can do. I can't assign the children roles. So... I'm kind of just dead. I'll let it play out though. We'll see what happens. Game over. Well, we learned a lot, which is good. Hey man, congrats on releasing this as I slouch down in my chair as much as possible. This is awesome. Anything you want to tell us? Like how long it took? Are you like a coder by trade or an artist by trade? And you learned code or you learned art? Like any backstory you want to tell us? I'm gonna leave a review, by the way, on Steam. I don't know if that. I'm assuming that helps you, but I mean, I'm having a blast. I'm a huge fan of games with work queues under the hood. Okay, you're a programmer, cool. So most of the people in this chat room actually, man, are software engineers, which is kind of funny, just my friend group. But yeah, I really like games with work queues. When like each individual element, like each individual villager needs to figure out like, I'm a lumberjack, here's all the trees, what's the closest tree, then you have to like factor in the pathway and which way's faster, and that stuff is so cool to me. So games that have work queues like RimWorld and Kenshi and Civ or builders like that, it's awesome. But I've been the designer, the lead artist, market manager. Love it. Absolutely love it. I have a lot of questions. I don't want to bombard you, so what I'll probably end up doing is I'll probably just type you up some messages tomorrow or something and just ask you some questions. The last female has died, leaving the last males to wait for the inevitable end of the colony. Game over. Well. Survived the first night. We got our first achievement. What does this do? Oh, he's got a Discord. Okay. Hell yeah. I love the logo here. There you guys have it. Does anyone have anyone that's still kicking around? Anyone have any questions for the developer or the gameplay or anything there? I thought it was fun. Had a good time. I wonder what continue does when I have no game. It probably just brought me back to like the last autosave or something. Saves every spring. That's really good to know. Let's see if we can fix this. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Two farms, so let's see if we can kind of... Again, we're gonna go a little nuts here. Let me read through that. So this is a one-season food crop. So we planted in the spring with a summer harvest. Planted in the summer with a fall harvest. Okay. And it gives us enough raw food for 5 citizens annually. So this one is a 2-season crop. Planted in the spring with a fall harvest. Planted in the spring with a summer harvest. How is that better? I'm not saying you're wrong, I just don't think I follow. Like, obviously you're the developer, you know all. So this it's just overall, it's 6 citizens annually, so I squeeze out more per plot. Yeah, I follow that completely. So it's not only producing me more, but it's costing me less labor. Okay. So this one is a little bit more labor intensive because it needs to be maintained in the summer and the fall, but it squeezes out even more. Okay, so why don't we do this? We're gonna do Nyberry on all of these, and these three will be sand fruit. Now let's just see how that works. Actually, well, these are Nyberry. Let's do 2 just to get this immediate food going. And while that's going, we're gonna make these high priority. And let's just see if we can get enough builders to kind of just go take care of that, like, right away. I want it to be good to go. I want a plant, actually, which would be lovely. What made you choose the faces as creatures, like animals? Yeah, exactly. Love it. Hey man, it's your game. Yep, makes sense. Oh, I see what you do there. You slow the time down when the enemy's approaching. Clever. Summer. So we do have, let's do this. Let's do farm, tree farm. That's probably all fine. We have 2 mines, plenty of that stuff. We have 2 research labs. We have charcoal. So we could probably start getting 1 person on charcoal. We'll leave the 3 farmers just there. So now we'll be producing charcoal. We're gonna need the mortar going. We're just gonna get to faster research to kind of squeak out some more. So let's get the fiber piece going. Okay, it looks like we got some more food coming in. Is that right? Let's take a look. Maybe not yet. Yeah, we do. We got more food coming up. Good. So we need more stone. So we got charcoal. Who should we pull from? I don't want to pull from the farmer. I guess we'll be fine for right now. I guess we don't need ore. We just need 2 stone. Let's get that faster research going. So do we have a way to... Okay, they're not bothered by eating raw meal right now. Okay, that all makes sense. I think that's good. Okay, we got food coming in. This is planted in the spring with a fall harvest. And nothing plants in the fall, so that was just all preemptive. That's okay. We're researching the faster research rate, which will be good. We're tending to all the things here. We're not. Are we doing a harvest? Looks like we are. Okay. Get that 4th tower up and running. Alright, we'll pull off on the lumberjack. We'll bring up the miner. Let's get some stone going. We'll pause on the charcoal bowling. On the charcoal burning. But we actually can do mortar now. Okay, so now we'll have some mortar. This is looking good. Kind of just start getting these. Yeah, we got a lot of food now, huh? Woo! I'm feeling good about that. Now we can support the masses. I'll probably lower the farmers down to 2 for next season now that we got a little bit of a bump here. But yeah, this is good. This is good. Thank you for the tip. Where are the things I can build? Maybe I have to get these later? That's okay. Okay, we'll bring it down to 1 farmer. Get the lumberjack going. And we also have mortar. So now that we have mortar, can we upgrade things? We don't have these upgrades yet. That's okay. Here's winter. No one's upset with the uncooked food anymore. So that's okay. So we just need to get education better. Sleeping looks like it's okay. What might be nice, I would love to hear your thoughts on it. I want to check like everyone's education, right? I want to check everyone's hunger and everyone's sleep. Is there a table in here that shows me the whole, every citizen's stats without clicking through? That was going through my head of like, I want to know everyone's stats. Like, who's the least educated? Okay, makes sense. I mean, it's not the worst thing, right? I just have to click through and I can figure it all out. Yeah. Not a big deal. So we have paths. Okay, now that we have paths, I'm gonna go a little nutty with the paths here. Yeah, I saw that. I thought of that. Again, not the end of the world. It's all feasible. It's all playable. Oh, that's gold. That's awesome, man. Okay, it's probably not visible because of the winter. Makes sense. So here's something I noticed. This is probably technical. But, so we have a wind gem. And then the last load, I didn't have a wind gem. I had a life gem and an ice gem. So do you not have the seed saved in the load? Like in the, excuse me, do you not have the seed for the randomization saved at the start of the game? Like, is there anything stopping me from just getting a gem, reloading my last save, and getting a different gem? Not that I would, just curious on the technical front. Ah. Okay, I understand. So you can't cheat the system a few seconds at a time, but I don't care enough to prevent long-term do-overs. Yeah. It was more or less just more of a just interest in your technical decision. The cheating part, whatever. I don't care about. Like, it doesn't interest me. It's a single-player game. Let people play how they want to play. Dude, the landscape is very nice. We haven't even, like... I've been so focused on playing on, like, 3 times speed. I like the assets for the road, the grass, the water. I liked the water right when we came in the loading screen. I probably should have focused on that right in the beginning. I was just going... I'm more of a mechanic player. I don't really do stories, and I'm not a big graphics person. But this does look nice. I don't know if anyone... Is this a smile on purpose, this little boy? I love it. I love this little missing shingle so much. Oh my god. I see little faces. Here's one. This one's my favorite. Holy crap. This is my favorite, like, 1 inch by 1 inch in the whole game. Oh my god. I love it. Holy shit. That was good. I want to send you a game later, just the title of it. It's called, like... I can't remember the name of it. I'll have to find it. It's like a no animation, no, like, very low UI, old-looking game, but you travel through ages of building up a city and getting resources. Kind of interesting. Sorry, I didn't really have much more of that story because I couldn't remember the name of the game.
We're Greg's legs.
Tanuki!
And we move together.
Thank you for the follow. Scouty, did you hear that? We got a new follower. She can hear the little noise. This is Scout, by the way. Welcome to the stream. She gets a cookie when we get new followers. Good girl. Oh my god. Get your cookie. Oh, you good girl? That was a little slobbery kiss you did. Good girl. Thanks for tuning in. Alright. Now we need to see is 4 arrow towers enough. Yeah, we probably need to start focusing on some defense shortly. I wanted to squeak out the road system just to kind of get that general buff all together. So now that that's done, here, let's do a save. Pre-main thing, I guess. So let's do... I'm not sure I see the difference in this wall. Can I not just get by just building? Can I just build the standard wall for everything? Oh, it's not a perfect square. I didn't realize that till right now. Interesting. Now I understand why you were telling me about the rotate. I must have looked like a fucking idiot. Okay. I'm going to be a little silent for a minute just while I kind of think through how I want to do this. This is not right. Oh, let's see. It's been a while since I've done tower defenses. I know what I want to do. This is not the best. We'll just kind of fuck around with it here. This isn't going to be anywhere near optimal, which is okay. Good enough for now. Don't really care, because we'll probably redesign this a few times later. Is this a hole? Can they travel through this here? Probably can. I probably need to replace this with this wall. Okay, yep. Same page there. Took me a minute to kind of figure that out. I'll just go back in there and fix this before we build it. Okay. Not great. It doesn't really... I promise I play tower defenses, but that's as much time and energy I want to spend on that right now. Alright. That all looks okay. So we don't have any textile stuff to do. Do we have a school? We can do a school. Building we haven't played with before? No? Yeah, we got plenty of things to build. Huge fan of the paths upgrade. Did we double down in research? We didn't. I would like to do that. We'll see how that treats us. Okay, we got some students going to school. Okay, we'll see if we can just do stone and stone, because I think that's all we need up here. I really want this aesthetics research. I'm not going to click in here and... Oof. That's a lot. Did we get the double research? We didn't. So let me ask you this too, and again, if you're busy, you don't reply. Like, I'm not concerned. How did you stop yourself from like wanting to give each villager like a skill set, and like they got better at blah 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 over time? Like, because I've thought of games not like a tower defense, but the village building piece. This whole section, not the actual enemies, and like I would get too overwhelmed with like having skill sets grow, and then how do you do the job management and make sure the best one for the job goes and does it, and then, you know, I don't know. That was something that was interesting to me. Yeah, the building outlines are cool, right, Tanuki? That makes sense, man. Yeah, because I mean, I feel like I would not even have an idea, and I would just start building and come up with the idea while I was building, and I'd get overwhelmed and just stop. Yeah. Yep. Totally follow there. So here, I'm gonna pause for a sec. I'll show you. Let's see if I can pull this up. If it doesn't work, then so be it. So I started working on this guy here. This was like a year or two ago now, where I was trying to build like an automated factory, and this was going to be in Unity with like things that need to be processed, and you know, there was some bug in here where the objects were getting bigger size as they were moving. I screwed up something, and the generation was like a millisecond instead of seconds. Started getting cannons to work, and then processing things like a raw log into a brick, splitters, mergers. So like, I didn't really have a goal though. This was a fan. I was just playing around. But it's cool that you have like a very set scope. And yeah, I totally get what you're saying. Who won't get that at some point in early access? Yeah. For those of you that are just joining in, by the way, this is an early access game on Steam. Just released a few days ago. Developers in the chat. It is a colony builder tower defense game, and it is pretty cool. Made by a single dev. And I totally follow there. Are you okay, little one? Oh my god, you are just so cute. I'm a fan of the music too. I don't think we've talked about that, but there we go. Look at her all tucked in. What else can we research? Steel, okay. GUI looks nice, simple and clean. Wish some of the numbers were replaced with hash max or something that was easier to parse at a glance, but I'm going to read job management screen, for example. So you were saying instead of numbers, you'd want these as hash marks? Interesting. I liked the numbers, so I'm gonna have to leave audio in just a minute, but feel free to chat. Yeah, no worries, man. You focus, I don't want to take away your dev time. I usually just chat with the chat, and you just happen to be in there, which, I appreciate you even just popping in at all, man. Alright, let's kind of switch gears here. Let's kind of get some builders going. This might be a problem. What happens? Do my men fight? Do they die? Does it get to the boat? Oh, you fucker. Tip, don't fail. Love it. Alright, so we need to rebuild the mortar. So that cost us 50 wood and 50 stone, which was the price of a tower to begin with, so yeah, that was our own fault. Some of the original founding citizens are getting older. Those citizens with greater well-being will live longer, more productive lives, and in addition, well-being also affects fertility rates. A mushroom can be planted in the winter. They can heal the well-being. The healing hut can be done. Okay. Before start dying, it would be beneficial to establish a healing hut with a supply with high pressure. Okay. We will produce some of that. We don't have access to that because okay. I like that this rebuild is here. That's actually convenient. Spring. Alright, let's get some births. Poorly educated grown up, poorly educated grown up. So they didn't even get any smarter. A gem was found. Okay. This is going good. You might be donezo. Yeah. That's it, friends. We neglected offense. Actually wasn't too bad. Excuse me, guys. Alright, so here's what I'm thinking. We need to smelt to get some iron to unlock new weapons. We need better weapons. So, see if we can just get that going. Let's take a look at this. So mortar takes 2 charcoal and 10 ore. Produces 5. So we probably need 2 charcoal huts, which is a little unfortunate. Replace this. I actually don't want to waste the iron on these things right now. We want it on offense. Let's get that healing hut going, but we don't have any cloth. Coal burners. Another house made down here. If we turn off one of the smelter, can we just catch up on the charcoal? Give our men something to do. We have a smelter going? Don't. Alright. We'll get that going shortly. Enough room for teachers right now. Sorry. I guess we don't need a miner. Let's turn this one into a bombardment tower. Put that on high. We might be screwed. Oh, wow. Alright guys, think I'm going to end it here. Thank you guys for tuning in. End of stream. Thanks Mike for joining in for the dev talk. And yeah guys, it was a good stream. Go ahead and check this out on Steam. I will put a link in the chat to everyone that would like to. Exodus, Borealis. Early access came out this week. 20% off with the Steam sale made by an awesome dev. Exodus. Alright guys, I'm gonna call it. See you everyone.